problems in algebra, the application problems, the word problems. Here we have a group of 44 adults and children that go to a museum. Then we're told that there are 3 times as many children as adults, and it asks how many adults and how many children went to the museum. Okay, 3 times as many children as adults. Okay, so let's first of all use a variable to represent the number of adults. Okay, so I'll use a variable to represent the number of adults. Let's choose that variable to be x. So x be the number of adults. Okay, then it says 3 times as many children as adults. So there's 3 times as many children as there were adults, and we already associated the adults with x. So that means the children must be 3 times as many. That would be 3x for the number of children. Okay, now with those 2 pieces of information, we can now bring them together and say, well, what happens if we add together the number of adults and the number of children? Then we should get the total number of people, which was given as 44. So I'm going to go 44. Actually, that kind of distracts it with that thing, so I'm going to get off and move that off. There we go. And make that equals 44. And now we're in algebra land. X plus 3x is 4x equals 44. Divide by 4, and that means that x would be equal to the number 11. So there must have been 11 adults, because that's what x was representing, and there were 3 times 11, 3 times x, 3 times 11, 33 children, for a total of 11 adults and 33 children. Okay, pause the video and see if you can do another word problem on your own. Assuming you paused the video and gave this a shot, let's see if we can do it together after you've given it a shot. It says the total number of orders for the lunch rush were 61 hot dogs and hamburgers. So 61 hot dogs and hamburgers all together. There were 17 more hot dogs sold than hamburgers. How many hot dogs and how many hamburgers were ordered for the lunch rush? Okay, first piece of information. There are some number of hamburgers. How many hamburgers? Number of hamburgers? We don't know, so we're going to assign a variable. We'll call that x. Then, how many hot dogs? Well, 17 more hot dogs than hamburgers. And we've already given a variable to hamburgers, namely x. So the number of hot dogs must be x plus 17, because it's 17 more hot dogs than hamburgers. Then, what do we get when we take this all together? Well, all together, there was 61 hot dogs and hamburgers, so when we add up the hamburgers and the hot dogs, we should get a total of 61. And now we're into algebra land. X plus x is 2x plus 17 equals 61. Minus 17 from both sides to leave me with 2x equals 44. Divide by 2, and it looks like x is coming out to be 22. So that doesn't quite finish the problem, right? Remember, we have now 22 hamburgers, which is part of the information, and then 17 more hot dogs than hamburgers, so 22 plus 17 would be 39, right? 22 plus 17 is 39, so we're getting 39 hot dogs. So the final answer for this lunch rush was 22 hamburgers and 39 hot dogs.